What was the importance of the anthem that we sang here on this occasion of the 1000th day since the Russian invasion?
You know, for me, it's I was at home when war started. It was so hard and impossible, maybe first time. I can't believe that war started. That is, Russian attack us. And first 10 days we didn't know in my family what we can do. Later we start maybe adaptative for this, but our life still so harder and harder. And our family decided that once from us, it was I, need to go to the Canada. We had this opportunity, and I had only maybe most opportunity to find work here, because I worked as a preschool teacher for all my working life, and I had big experience to work with children. And we knew about this in Canada. In Canada, government needs preschool teacher, kindergarten teacher here, and it was my chance to start to live in other area, in safe area. When I was looking for the host in Canada before I come here, I found my best friend, David Hamsworth, Professor David Hamsworth from the university, Nipissing University, and he met me with Professor Lorraine Frost.
Great.
She is a professor in Nipissing University too. They helped me to find the host here in Canada for first 3 months, and after Lorraine Frost and her husband, Professor Ron Kamon, they supported me and my younger daughter for 1 year and 2 months before I can pay for rent for my own apartment. And not only Lorraine, Lorraine offered me for my first birthday. I came to Canada on 23rd of March, and my birthday is 28th of March. She offered me to go and stay as singer, as a member in Nipissing choir near North Voices.
Right.
It was my first birthday, and next day I start to sing with this choir, and I'm really happy that I met with this. I don't know, it's excellent. It's amazing people who support me, who help me, and I was really impressed when I hear that this choir on 2023 learned our Ukrainian national anthem that we sing now. It was first song that I heard, and I remember how our principal Adam Adler asked me, Oksana, can you help us with pronounce on Ukrainian? Your language is a little different as the English language. And you know, I got a lot of friends here, a lot of friends in our choir, a lot of friends in North Bay when I live here now. And I hope our life here will develop, will be safe here too, and my family can come to me. I hope in Ukraine that Ukrainian can stop this war. Maybe world government can stop this war, and no one Ukrainian won't die. Thank you.
What other family would you like to bring here?
My husband and my older daughter is in Ukraine, in Odessa. They live here. My husband can live because he's 53 years old, and all men before 60 can leave Ukraine. And my parents live in Ukraine too, near Odessa. I have a lot of friends who stayed here too. My younger sister too, with her family. And I hope, I want it. It's independent of me, but I want that Ukrainians don't die more.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you want to say any of that at the last half in Ukrainian for the video?
Я сподіваюсь, it's in Ukrainian, я сподіваюсь, що найближчим часом ця війна закінчиться. Як би вона не закінчилась, але наші люди не повинні гинути, наші діти не повинні гинути. Це дуже важко кожній людині. І я сподіваюся, що ми всі відчуємо цей мир, мирне небо над нами, де-не-де. Тому що тут, в Норвегії, я теж відчуваю поруч зі своєю родиною, яка знаходиться в Україні і живе там. І кожен день я бачу, що росіяни атакують моє рідне місто, що моя родина і інші люди знаходяться в небезпеці. Я хочу, щоб це зупинилося. Ми разом з усіма вами, де ми не були. І ми намагаємося підтримувати нашу армію, наші Збройні Сили України. І ми працюємо тут не лише для себе, не лише для нашої родини, а для того, щоб зупинити війну і щоб Україна стала мирною. Дякую. Thank you.
Thank you. The singing of the Ukrainian national anthem on the occasion of the 1000th day of the Russian invasion, what does that mean for the choir to be able to do that?
Well, it means a lot in different ways to different people. We have Ukrainian Canadians in the choir whose parents, whose grandparents, great-grandparents came in the early 20th century when they were being starved out. You've got people whose ancestors came in the late 1800s when the Russians forced all of the Jewish people out. 2 years ago we did a concert where I wanted to recognize a conductor, a Ukrainian orchestral conductor, Yuri Karpentenko, who refused to conduct a propaganda concert for the Russians in the occupied territories. And they went to his home and they shot him. And I thought that was important to recognize. He does what I do, and I would have done the same thing. And you know, like myself, there are a number of choir members, most choir members are pacifists. We work together. We believe in the greater good for the greater number of people. And so what's going on there is just so foreign to that. It's hard to get our brains around it. And we can only do what we can do. And so we do our little bit and you know, hope that it contributes to making the world spin.
Well, thank you for that. You helped sponsor this lady and helped her get settled in North Bay, and why did you do that?
Well, when you saw what was going on over in Ukraine, you wanted to help, to do something. So Oksana, somebody else contacted me about Oksana getting her teaching qualifications here in Canada, and we connected, and so Oksana stayed with someone else for a couple of months, and then that person, well, literally couldn't afford to sponsor her anymore. So I said, well then come, we've got lots of room at our place. And she stayed with us for over a year. So we lived through this whole adjustment with Oksana, you know, trying to learn to speak English. When she first came,
You teach me.
when she first came, she hardly spoke any English at all. And so, you know, she's been working really hard, but she lived with us, of course, and I mean, I'm a teacher, so I can't help it. I kick into teacher mode. And then Oksana's daughter is 15, and she didn't get her visa at the same time as Oksana. So Oksana had already been over almost 6 months, and then her daughter got her visa. So Oksana went back to Ukraine to get her daughter and bring her over. So then her daughter was staying with us too. And we've gone through this whole thing with her, you know, lived with it, obviously not experiencing it in the same way that Oksana has, but seeing the challenges, seeing the concern about what's going on at home. You know, her daughter would phone every time the bombs were falling on Odessa, and you know, you're living through it with them, and it's been a real privilege to do this.
No. Thank you.
And lots of people in the North Bay area have helped, you know, and supported Oksana, not just us. And there's this community, I think, has been very welcoming to the people that have come here, and they've become part of our community too. Yeah, they have.
Thank you. Thank you.
What did it mean for you, Lorraine, to be able to sing the national anthem like that? You've been practicing and...
Beautiful. It's such a beautiful piece of music. And of course we've got the English words on it too, so we know what it means. And so, yes, I love it. We sang it last year at a concert, and now we're singing it again. It's just a beautiful piece of music, and very, very meaningful, very emotional for me to think of people who's, I mean, I can't imagine living here in Canada and being invaded like that, and having to flee and leave everything behind, you know. I mean, Oksana's husband had a very successful business. It collapsed. You know, they're not just fearing for their own lives, but everything they've built up, all of the resources that they had, their life, everything taken away from them. So, you know, it's hard starting all over, and
not only our family,
all
life
the,
crushed. A lot of all Ukrainians, life crushed.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
We need to build it again.
Yeah. But it's hard to start. Hard to start in the, you know, in midlife to start all over again doing this. Yeah, tough.
Someone, yes.
Very tough. Well, you got some good people helping you, so that's good.
Yeah.
How did it feel to hear your anthem sung by the choir today on the marking of this occasion of the 1000th day since the Russian invasion?
In one time I feel, at the same time I feel proud that people of Canada support Ukraine, and I every time feel proud when I am singing Ukrainian anthem, but another time I feel sad that in this time we need to sing Ukrainian anthem in memories that it's 1000th day from beginning of Russian invasion. And for all Ukrainians of the world, and originally for Ukrainians who live in Ukraine and Ukrainians who must to live this time, for Ukrainians who live abroad Ukraine in reason of Russian invasion, and for Ukrainians who live inside Ukraine right now, and for all Ukrainians in the world. This is like 1000th day, it's of fight, and 1000th day of hope, that it will be first and last 1000th day of this war. Yeah, and I'm like as president of local Ukrainian community and leadership of Ukrainian Canadian Congress, I'm just really hope that it will be last 1000th day of this war. And originally we ask all people of the world support Ukraine. We ask Canadian government support Ukraine. We ask everybody if you want support Ukraine and Ukrainians, because this war is still there and people still died, children died. Ukrainian cities damaged, and people lose shelter each day. And not shelter, health, lives, and Ukraine needs support. This war is still there, and nobody knows where is end of this, when is end of this war. We hope that war will stop as soon as it's possible, but as we see, like Russian government and Russian dictator Putin, they still want to make these awful things in Ukraine. Yeah, just Ukraine needs support. Ukraine needs support.